What's going on? We back. Goodfellas Sports TV breakdown prediction. This Saturday on regular ESPN. I believe it starts at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Terence Crawford will be putting his WBO welterweight title that he won from Jeff Horn this past June on the line versus tough contender Jose Benavidez out of Phoenix, Arizona. Yes, he's the older brother of David Benavidez, WBC champion in recess at the super middleweight division, youngest super middleweight champion in history, and should be a very, very, very entertaining fight. I will say that. Okay, this is a good style matchup. Before I get into this fight, the undercard will be on ESPN Plus app. This fight, along with Shakur Stevenson step up fight, his first fight versus this guy named Duran. It's going to be a 10-rounder. So Shakur Stevenson is fighting his first 10-rounder as a co-main event on ESPN, along with this fight, starting at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I believe. Okay, regular ESPN undercard minus the Shakur Stevenson fight is on the ESPN Plus app. Okay, and I tried to watch some film on Jose Benavidez. There's not a lot of film on him. Couldn't find a Mauricio Herrera fight that people say Herrera got robbed in. I've seen a couple of his fights before. And talk about strengths and weaknesses. And I think for those who haven't seen Jose Benavidez, he's 6'2", long reach. I think he's like 26 years old, so he's not really that old. Apparently, he got shot in his leg. Had to take a couple years off. I don't think his first two fights he looked healed. It seemed like his leg still is ailing from the injury. And before, he went out for the injury, he was like Top Rank's darling. He was a junior welterweight future, okay? He was the guy that was going to get that torch and run with it and get the bag. And then Crawford, came up real fast and became that guy, while he was out. For the most part, they apparently got some type of history. Jose Benavidez has sparred a lot of different guys, man. I seen him spar Sean Porter, looked pretty good. Also sparred Errol Spence. At 17 years old, he sparred Manny Pacquiao. So, he paid his dues in the gym. You know what I'm saying? As a professional fighter, he really ain't stepped up in competition that much, okay? I can't tell you that. But talking about the strengths and weaknesses, I think Benavidez got a really, really good straight jab. Tall fighter, does move his head a lot. He moves his head more than you see from taller fighters, okay? Usually you see the Klitschko's and Lennox Lewis's, the Paul Williams. They don't really move their head, So he can slip. He got a little rhythm to him. He can bend at the waist, you know what I'm saying? His foot movement is better than his brother's. He can bend at the waist. He slips, he dips. Got a really good left hook to the head. That's something that Crawford is going to watch out for. Really good left hook to the body. Really good straight right hand. And if he's 100% healthy, I think this fight is going to be really, really good. Seems to have, a good jaw so far in his career. Really, really good straight right hand. And he got all the tools. He's a really, really polished fighter, to be honest. If his legs 100% healthy, he got some power as well, man. I'm telling you, got some good foot speed, got some good reflexes, can bend a little bit. So, at 6'2", he controls his distance. Can fight on the inside a little bit. So he really ain't no chump, man. And Crawford, we know what he brings to the table. Switch hitter, can punch from southpaw orthodox position, can punch with either hand. He slips and dips, got some really good defense, dynamic hand speed, dynamic puncher. And now he's fighting a guy that started off even at 6'2", Jose Benavidez. He started off at 140, I believe. So, the size discrepancy naturally ain't too much different. I think Crawford started off like a 130 maybe. But he was always a big guy, okay? Won a title at 35, obviously. But, Crawford is a smart guy. He processes a lot of information, keeps his hands home, can fight in many different styles. He can box, he can move, and like I just said, his footwork is good. His hand-eye coordination is good. His boxing IQ is on another level. His jab is really, really good. And he's a good puncher, man. Strong kid, real strong. And the strength advantage is going to be very, very good to see. Let's talk about weaknesses, man. Talk about Crawford weaknesses, man. Crawford got a few weaknesses, man, that I see, as any other fighter has. one of Crawford's weaknesses is that he gets hit a lot, man, and people notice. Overhand rights. Sometimes he loses focus in the ring, like when y'all seen with the Gamboa situation. He'll lose focus. And even Jeff Horn touched him early on, but Jeff Horn, didn't have no leverage on them punches, man. And that's the credit to Crawford being, have to worry about what Crawford sending back to you and worried about what Crawford, slipping and rolling with them punches a little bit. But Crawford does get hit a lot. You know what I'm saying? This is a fight where you guys might see for the first time Crawford's chin really tested at the welterweight, junior welterweight division. All right, this being the welterweight division. Also, he tit for tat. When it comes to firefight, Crawford throws defense out, and you hit him, he got to hit you by all means necessary, and that's not a good trait to have. And people say he Mayweather-ish. His discipline in the ring is nowhere near Mayweather. If you hit Crawford, he gonna be like a wild animal. He got to get you back. One day he get in there with the right opponent, and he get wild, and he get out of position and start trying to go tit for tat. You have an opportunity to hurt him, okay, and drop him as well, I believe, if you can hit the right punch. But other than that, there's no real other glaring weakness for Terence Crawford, okay? He's at a height disadvantage in this fight, and we'll talk about that. But other than the defensive lapses and the lack of discipline when he get hit, sometimes he feel like he got to get you back. I don't really see a lot of weaknesses in the guy's game. Jose Benavidez, man, not a lot of film on him, but I'm going to say one thing about it is that one weakness for him is just lack of competition on this level, okay? This is a huge step-up fight from the best fight he's ever fought, being Risa Herrera, and some people saying he lost that fight. It's competition level, okay? Also the leg. Is the leg 100% healed? I didn't think so in the last couple fights he fought since being back from getting shot in the leg. So I don't think he's 100% healthy. As well, he had an inexperienced level. He ain't been on this level before. And, from that's all, I pretty much see from him. Man, I don't see, too many other glaring weaknesses because there's not a whole lot of film on Benavidez, okay? It's not a whole lot of film, man. He looks to be the part. He looks to be a good fighter. He looks to use his height. He looks to have good defense. Looks to have a good left hook. But it's a lot of things we don't know about him. Can he go 12 hard rounds, okay? And that's just the inexperience and the unknown. Plenty of guys we see that come in that we might not know from another country or might not seen about. So we're going to learn some things about Benavidez. So the weakness I only can really say for him is really the lack of experience and lack of the elite competition level that he hasn't faced. And I think that's going to, that may be a learning experience in this ring, when you got to go 12 hard rounds and 8 hard rounds, or you're in there with a pound-for-pound king like Terence Crawford. We'll see, okay? Talking about what Jose Benavidez needs to do, keep his jab going, man. Change the speeds on the jab so Crawford won't, be able to time that jab, in my opinion. But he likes to lead off with the left hook as well, and he got the right hand. So he got the punch arsenal, bro, okay? He got the punch arsenal. He ain't got to worry about Crawford grinding him on the inside, I don't believe. That jab and, trying to catch Terence Crawford coming in, I would guess, if he controls distance, which Benavidez can control distance, he got good footwork, he can slip punches. But I think the speed is going to be tough for him. I think Crawford's speed and his foot movement, if Crawford fights Benavidez like he fought Postal, another taller fighter, but Postal was more stiff than Benavidez. Benavidez have more bend and more slick properties than Postal, in my opinion. But I think Benavidez needs to keep using that jab, mix in the lead left hook. He got a really good lead left hook, and try to time Crawford coming in, set him up with the left hook, right hand combination at some point, but keep the jab going, turn the jab into the left hook, lead left hook, and try to look to land that right hand. But I think, Crawford is going to have to find a way to get to Benavidez if Benavidez uses height. And then when you're expecting the left hook, just drop that right hand on him, all right? That's what Benavidez is going to have to do. He got to control, keep his height going. Don't do a lot of excessive movement like Postal did, because Crawford can come in and bounce around and dance around you and then land that left hook and drop you. Make sure you keep your hands home, keep your jab going, and keep them thinking. Keep Crawford thinking left hook or right hand coming or jab coming. Those are 3 punches going to be key for him. For Crawford, I think the jab to the body going against a taller opponent, drop the guard, come over the top with the over right hand. Jab, try to jab with Benavidez or try to come over the top and counter his jab and close the distance because, Benavidez love to jab. And if you, jab with the jabber or try to counter the jab, you know, that's going to make Benavidez, okay, that's going to make Benavidez tentative to throw that jab. And you take away Benavidez's jab, then basically you take away Benavidez's height. And that jab to the stomach and trying to jab with the jabber and counter the jab is going to take that away. And I think Terence Crawford will be able to close the distance down and go to town on him, work the body, go over the top. And ultimately, like I said, I think the experience factor is going to be too much. I think it's going to be a competitive fight. You might even see Benavidez land some good shots on Crawford. I wouldn't be surprised if Benavidez dropped Crawford with a left hook, counter left hook, or left hook to the body. Wouldn't be surprised if Crawford dropped Benavidez at all either. Okay, but I think Terence Crawford gonna win a competitive 3 or 4 point decision over Jose Benavidez. Okay, I think Crawford's stamina is eventually gonna take over. I think he's gonna be in better shape. I think Benavidez is going to be hampered by lack of experience and leg injury. I got Crawford by unanimous decision by 3 or 4 points. I'll take 4 points. Crawford by unanimous decision. It's Goodfellas Sports TV, formerly known as the Boxing Clinic and more. So hopefully you're rocking with us. Check out our growing playlist. Don't forget, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Don't forget Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Boxing 101, our early morning boxing talk show right here, Boxing 101 Early Morning Grind. Make sure y'all check it out. If y'all miss it, it'll still be up on YouTube, or it'll be uploaded to our podcast by the afternoon for you guys that want to work out, listen to it, and drive home and listen to it, or whatever you're doing. So shout out to the LDBC.